Joe, no Joe. Yeah. It's Joe, no Joe. Let's go. Joe, no Joe. Chicken Joe, no Joe. Joe, no Joe. Nigga Joe, no Joe. Joe, no Joe. Yeah. It's Joe, no Joe. Let's go. Joe, no Joe. Chicken Joe, no Joe. Joe, no Joe. Nigga Joe, no Joe. Joe, no Joe. Yeah. It's Joe, no Joe. Let's go. Joe, no Joe. Chicken Joe, no Joe. Joe, no Joe. Nigga Joe, no Joe. Joe, no Joe. Yeah. It's Joe, no Joe. Let's go.
Supreme Bigger Figure, Big Cap, The Warden, The Club King.
The DJ Johnny Walker Red.
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice.
Sean Brophy, sound engineer.
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer.
Sterling Cox, I was the head of security.
Alpha Grenier.
My name is V.
Omega.
Big G. Vim Rock from the legendary Naughty by Nature.
Styles P the Ghost, LOX, D-Block.
Tech Smith and Wesson.
LB Fan, Mr. Cheeks.
The Cool, the DJ, the Red Alert.
Kid Capri.
The tunnel was a hip-hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
It was the Mecca.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip-hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for street basketball. The tunnel was that of music industry.
My Sunday ritual going to the tunnel was, I'm telling you, your ass better be there.
You just pretty much did push-ups.
We had to drink a couple bottles of Hennessy, go get smoked.
Leave the jewelry and watches at home.
Before you even get to the tunnel, you gotta get on the block.
You started from 11th Avenue, and when you got to that door, the search procedures was no other.
First time I ever heard of take your shoes off, open your mouth was in the tunnel.
It was damn near everything but a full cavity search.
Security at the tunnel was no joke.
The beatdowns did happen.
Some of them, you had that chain out, that shit was leaving with one of them niggas.
We had a handful of cats. When we were taking you out, they were digging in your pockets.
The code check at the tunnel was crazy because you didn't know if you was gonna get your shit back.
Sometimes the bloops happen where you might not get your coat.
A lot of boys wanted to get their girls some fur coats, you know, so I mean, it was free.
The bar was always on till after the tunnel.
You might get fake alcohol. Bartenders might have got counterfeit.
The dance floor is always rocking.
It looked like a video all the time.
The tunnel had a very unique situation at the bathroom. It was co-ed.
The bathroom was Sodom and Gomorrah.
I was like this, trying to look past the dudes like when they was going in the urinal.
The tunnel was a one-stop shop. They had food, they had alcohol, drugs.
I saw weed the tub. It was just oozing money.
Backstage is like the club amongst the club.
That's where all the so-called stars who was scary to be in the crowd, that's where they hung out at.
The dopest things about the tunnel for me to remember is hearing my records get played up in there.
The top, maybe, of all-time tunnel banger.
Or anything Bad Boy.
Every Biggie record, any shit by Hov.
Shook Woods was bananas in there.
Nori Capone, that bang bang.
Annie up.
Any one of Buster joints.
Wild Out would actually start a fight.
The best performance I ever seen, Jay-Z performed in front of the DJ booth. The DJ booth was bouncing like a ball.
Snoop and Dre. When Dre was there.
DMX, Get At Me, dog.
The king of the tunnel was Jay-Z.
Busta Rhymes.
DMX is the king.
Queen of the tunnel.
Mary J. Blige.
Foxy and Lil Kim.
Eve.
King of the tunnel record label-wise was Def Jam.
Bad Boy.
The best DJ at the tunnel was Flex.
Big Cap, all day. Flex used to break off the records, but he used to try to bully Cap, like, don't spin this, because when I get here, I want to spin it. No, nigga, fuck wrong with you?
What the tunnel did for artists, it solidified their street music.
That gave us a platform, set up Rough Riders, Rockefeller, Bad Boy, slew of other artists.
The closing of the tunnel, it was kind of sad because that was a big piece of hip-hop.
So losing the tunnel was like a little kid losing Disney.
A famous mosque closing down.
I think when the tunnel closed, it was necessary. Niggas was coming to miss it.
When you hear people of the late 70s talked about Studio 54, the tunnel was the Studio 54 of hip-hop.
Jack Brown. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Never did I think hip-hop go this far. Never did I think I see Diddy behind bars. Or Kells, penitentiary scars. The Man Act, is it going too far? Back, y'all industry rats. Y'all whack, that's 100. Or Pyro, you'll be trapped like Pac, the go viral. Jeans saw the nuts of Ja Rule. At the freak off and Diddy too. But plug shopper, free door stopper. Nigga, you don't know if you a criminal or a cop. But you next to be locked. Ask Keefy D, telling on yourself on Vlad TV. You dumb nigga, right? You never be me. And I never be you too. Telling on YouTube, sitting on the step, giving up myself. What the fuck I look like? My name G-Dap. Comb legacy doom. Will the bad boy see time like loon? Your extortion fell through. You friend to no one, like the moon. What did you do? Sat back and watch him get groomed. Only badge in the room. You and wifey drunk the juice. Saw the check for Pac life. And his back right. Guess it's bad boy for life. Or should I say same gang? You the same lane. That Diddy let hang. And now he chain gang. Damn, you rocked him, fella. Didn't you? For the mozzarella. Did it for Wolf and his mother. D-Ferg and Kerborough. Nah, nigga, you did it cause your ass ain't thorough. And you ain't from the boroughs. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. This one's for the whole earth. You know, when they get disrespectful, I just go to the booth and kick the truth to the young black youth. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is.
Choke, no joke, I'm in the building. I'll be live right after this one. Got one more thing to do. I'll be live right after this
Jack
one.
Brown. Yeah, now.
Choke, no joke. Jack Brown. Yeah. This what ATL in New York sound like. Let's go. Y'all hating ass niggas, I see y'all. Show get busy, that's why I got the crown. Hate in the air, you clowns, I see the envy that you breed, jealousy. What you need is your own damn hustle, stop worrying about mine. Nigga, I'm popping cause I put in time. Came out modeling, camera in hand. Still get busy with the mic in hand. Streets pulled out, niggas got sprayed. Niggas turn on you when they see you get paid. The intimidation in your face. Where's the love? What's taking place? You want my gold and my ducats, cause my money overflowing out of buckets. Shot him in public, made people holler. Scar on his face for the money and the power. I'm the choker. Choker. The truth in the industry made me the choker. 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 The truth in the industry made me the game had me fooled, got in, was young. Thought talent made you rich, damn was dumb. More to make, cake from crumbs. You gotta be sweet, G or native tongue. My heartbeat went into overload. When Larry tried to turn me into a mole, told me show my curly to the CEO. I didn't think it's funny, so his jaw hit the floor and grabbed that chair that broke his back. Then realized that's a hate attack. Harassment comes assault, you in the maze. No way out, like Puff and Mace. Touch me, tease me, I catch a case. Nigga, you ain't straight as your poker face. Father law God, in that game I fold. This sun don't tick, demon time don't hold. I'm the choker. Choker. The truth in the industry made me the choker. 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 The truth in the industry made me the Choke no joke. You already know. Public Enemy. All right. Learn from mistakes too. Out right now on all platforms. Make sure y'all go get that. All right. My second album, Learn from Mistakes, is out as well. All right. Learn from mistakes too. Lead the streets. Lead the streets. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all patience waiting on the brother. All right. Shout out to my man Whack on Wood, first in the building. My fellow Americans, salute. What up? Second in the building. True Magic, third in the building. All right. You know what it is. Brooklyn Zones in here. Aries 80s baby. Switched it up to 1980s baby. I know who you are. All right. Talisa Renee, welcome back. I ain't see you in a few. All right. Carla Lloyd, what up? Erica Monroe, shout out to my moderator, his squad in the building. Don't violate or you will be violated. My girl, Michelle Frizzy, in the building. All right. These are the usual suspects, always here. Continuous support. I love y'all. Who's this? Teray in the building. D in the building. Shout out to my man, Waterbed Trev, watching straight out of Jersey. All right. Darius Harvey in the building. Mike Miggity is here. Rob C is in the building. Cy P 958 is in the building. All right. Shimon Universal or Sheem Universal in the building. Fatima B, what up, baby girl? Tyra Banks, what up, baby girl? Damu Deuce Times in the building. All right. Chris in the building. I'll see you. All right. Kareem Smiggity just stepped in. Choke no joke. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Kazzy Money, Kaz, Ramona. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I'll give some more shout outs later. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Choke no joke. I'm here. All right. Like I never left. So, we got a lot to talk about tonight, baby. You know. Now, you know they follow the wave. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I go, that's where they go. And I'm about to take y'all on a different journey for the night. Mississippi in the building. What up? I see you. So, first and foremost, this is the channel of intelligent hoodlums and scholars, intelligent people, not just a bunch of knuckleheads and trolls. Ramona, thanks for the cash app. Always supportive. I appreciate you, my love. Um, you know, rest in peace to my man B.I.G. Tupac. The Tunnel documentary is out right now. Make sure y'all get that. I dropped the link for all those who didn't get a chance to see it. You know, when the show go off, it's a nice Saturday night. Watch, choke no joke and chill with your lady watching the Tunnel documentary. Right? So, like I said, this is the channel for the intelligent people. You know, it's not too many knuckleheads on this channel unless they coming in here to troll. And we expect the trolls to troll because that's what the trolls do. They ugly little trolls. You know what I'm saying? So the topic of the internet of the culture right now is still this Diddy documentary, right? And you know, like I said, the Diddy documentary is like the jab. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that want to take it and some people that don't. You know, there's some of us that, you know, got what you call it? high science, third eyes. We know what's going on. And it's a lot of y'all 85% is that are just dumb, deaf, and blind. No offense. But y'all follow the sheep, y'all follow what everybody else say. Some of y'all are slow when it comes to the information that is out there. A lot of us are privy to a lot of the information that was put in that documentary. A lot of us know that uh, that documentary doesn't have a lot of new content in it. A lot of content is regurgitated from murder rap and different other documentaries, and they just took little bits and pieces of stuff and they put it together. The whole Tupac, Biggie stuff in there is all from murder rap, which is done by a white man named Gray Caden, who worked for the LAPD, who allegedly uh job was to take a narrative and put it on some street niggas to take what people believe to be that Tupac and Biggie were both killed by some LAPD allegedly, or any of the alphabet agencies out there may have something to do with it allegedly. But we all know that, well, some of y'all don't know, but a lot of us know that uh, Tupac and Big was not killed by no gangbangers. Well, you know what? I can't say that because some of these cops, just because they have badges, don't mean that they not part of a gang, allegedly. Now I know many of y'all like, but Choke, yo, you said before on Comedy Hype or Hype Plus, Comedy Hype is now called Hype Plus for y'all that don't know, right? Y'all be saying, yo, Choke, but you said on Hype Plus or Comedy Hype that, Diddy was the whole narrative that they got in that documentary. Choke, you said Diddy has something to do with Tupac murder, this, that, and the third. The same narrative that's in that documentary, that narrative comes from murder rap. Part of my former or previous, I ain't gonna say former, my previous investigation into the death of Tupac and Big. Some of the information comes from that. Some of the information comes from Keefy D. You know what I'm saying? Until I felt that Diddy had, his hands in the Tupac thing, until I continue to deep dive. And if you're a regular on this channel, you will know where there was a shift in my thoughts by me getting more information and keep, that wasn't the end of the investigation, right? So with my investigative journalism, I was able to obtain more information, right? Outside of my investigative journalism, I've been speaking to Suge Knight for the last 2 years, right? And speaking to Suge, I was able to obtain a lot more information that's not public information, but um, you never know if it becomes public because all his phone calls are recorded. You know what I'm saying? So there's no telling what can happen down the line when this trial begins, right? So, um, do I think that Puff had a beef or has animosity against Tupac? Not at all. I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? Um, what you call it? Uh, Big had beef with Pac. You know, like I told y'all on, if you listen to songs like Kiss Goodnight, um, My Downfall, or Life After Death, you hear Busta Rhymes talk about the song that he did on his album that he never put out because he didn't want that smoke. Um, you got, Big going up on the radio in LA when he was out in LA when he lost his life, spitting uh Long Kiss Goodnight. You got Big on Rap City when Joe Clear asked him about Faith sleeping with Tupac, and Big said, if he did, he won't no more. Like that nigga dead. You know, it's clear that there were problems between uh Big, Puff, Pac, Suge. We all know this, right? But um could Diddy have made an offer to Keefy D? Very strong possibility, right? But in my beliefs, when Tupac got shot and died 6 days later, I personally believe now that that was orchestrated allegedly by Death Row Records. Whether allegedly Reggie Wright Jr. orchestrated it, if allegedly Suge orchestrated it, it don't matter. I personally believe with all the information now obtained um, between Frank Alexander, Michael Moore, uh, Snoop Dogg having the walkie-talkie, Warren G hearing the commotion over the walkie-talkie allegedly, according to him, it ain't no alleged, but he said that he heard the commotion that was going on with Pop over Snoop's walkie-talkie, right? Um, Reggie Wright Jr. being able to identify the killer within an hour of Pac being shot and not being at the scene of the shooting, not being at the fight, but was able to call his father and tell him Orlando Anderson just shot Tupac and Suge, right? Uh, for the fact that Suge Knight and and Reggie Wright Jr. continued their relationship with Keefy D and Orlando Anderson after Tupac died, after they got Suge allegedly got shot, uh, which comes to find out that Suge did not get shot in the head or got a 45 bullet etched in his skull, which he later changed to this year after 30 years, changed to say that he got a 40 caliber etched in his skull with no mark, no proof, and he got that from lying ass Reggie Wright Jr. that he got this 40 etched in his skull. Then for Reggie to turn around just a month or two ago to say Suge has never been shot with a bullet, right? Uh, according to Reggie Wright Jr., according to Marv James, who also said Suge didn't get shot in the head, right? And these are his guys, right? So with all this being said and all the stuff that I just said previously, Lisa, these are the things that cause doubt in my mind that Diddy is responsible for the murder of Tupac, along with Reggie Wright Jr. Sitting down with Sergeant Reynolds and Keefy D in Orlando and sitting down negotiating with them and giving them 60,000 or whatever the amount of money was for them to go and testify, for Orlando to go and testify for Suge Knight and his probation hearing, knowing that Suge Knight didn't get violated because he joined the fight in Orlando. You know, Suge Knight got violated from leaving the country, going over to the Bahamas or wherever they was, right? Knowing that allegedly Reggie Wright Jr. Uh, had the gun, got the gun back from Santa Monica Police Department that got tested. That was Gaddafi's gun when they went into the House of Blues. They tested that gun, right, which was a 40 caliber Glock. That Gaddafi, no, was it? Yeah, Gaddafi or Napoleon, one of them. They tried to sneak the gun into the House of Blues. They didn't. A cop took the gun and told them they'll give it back if the gun was clean. They took it to Santa Monica Police Department. They ran tests on the gun. The gun was clean. They gave the gun back to Reggie. Instead of Reggie taking the gun and giving it back to Gaddafi or Napoleon, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Gaddafi though. Instead of him giving in the gun back, Reggie kept the gun, right? According to him and according to the this deposition that he took, right? When they went looking for the gun and asking Reggie what he did with the gun, Reggie said he took the gun and gave it to his father allegedly, and his father allegedly put it in the Compton PD evidence locker, right? After Tupac got shot and killed, we know he got killed with a 40 Glock. A gun appears in Corey Edwards' backyard, this 40 caliber Glock, when they allegedly Corey Edwards' dog found his gun in Corey Edwards' house in the Southside Crip neighborhood. They called the police and said they got this gun. Their dog found this gun. They ran the test on the gun, and that gun came back to be the gun that killed Tupac, allegedly. That same gun, right? But when Reggie was asked, yo, what did you do with the gun, that 40 caliber? One time he says he gave his dad the gun, and his dad allegedly put the gun in Compton PD's evidence locker, which makes no sense, right? Then you got the story where Reggie says when they was in the Bahamas, he took the gun and he gave it to security and they threw the gun in the water, right? Now, according to Suge, when they left the Bahamas and they were coming back from the Bahamas, which he got violated for leaving the country, which Reggie and David Kenner allegedly, according to Suge, tell me that they told Suge he was clear to leave the country. When Suge came back, he got violated for leaving the country, and he thought he was clear because they told him he was clear. When they came back into the country, allegedly, in my opinion, Reggie threw the gun or got rid of the gun, if he ever did get rid of the gun. But according to him, in one statement, he says in that deposition, he can't remember what he did with the gun. He think that he gave his father the gun, and his father put the gun in Compton's evidence locker, right? This is how I believe that somebody allegedly took the gun out the evidence locker and threw the shit in Corey Edwards' backyard, right? And this is how they found the gun, that to try to put it on the Southside Crips to make it look like that is the gun that, which it probably could have been the gun that killed Tupac, because once they ran the ballistics, the Compton PD ran the ballistics on the gun, it came back to the same gun that was used. I mean, that was Gaddafi's gun from the House of Blues, because they tested it, because Kevin Hackey was the one that was working undercover for the ATF at Death Row, who states that that allegedly was the same gun, right? So when Suge and them coming back from the Bahamas, as they pulling in the dock, the feds pop up out of everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And this is how Suge got arrested. And Suge told me that day he knew something was up because Reggie shitted on himself. And this is before uh he had his COVID situation, before he got locked up and he's been in the wheelchair or whatever. He back then, when they was pulling in and all the police came, they said Reggie was so nervous. He literally defecated on himself right there. And that's according to Suge, right? Um, so Suge got arrested there or rearrested, and then that's when he went and got violated. Uh, if you look on Suge paperwork, he got violated for leaving the country, not for kicking Orlando, right? So moving past that, Orlando Anderson now and Keefe D, they go have a meeting with Reggie and Sergeant Reynolds, and they negotiated for for Orlando Anderson to go testify on Suge's behalf to help him, try to beat this violation, right? Because now, being that uh he got this violation, allegedly David Kenner went and pulled the MGM footage because now the fight came up. So they subpoenaed the footage to show that Suge didn't kick Orlando, or he didn't get into a fight, but a judge ruled differently. He felt like he did see Suge get a little kick in there. But ultimately he got violated for leaving the country, which his lawyer and uh Reggie allegedly, and you're gonna hear me say allegedly a lot because I have to legally protect myself, right? Um, they said that Suge was clear to go, right? So getting back to the gun, that gun was found in Corey Edwards' backyard. When they ran the ballistics, it came back to that gun that was uh in Santa Monica, that got tested in Santa Monica, right? Um, the gun that got tested in Santa Monica, which was Gaddafi's gun, that they saying that is the same gun that killed Tupac, right? Allegedly. And the last person to have that gun was who? Reggie Wright Jr., allegedly, right? So with all that information, I know I just gave y'all a cluster F of information for you to process, is why that changes my theory on who killed Tupac, because the weapon that killed Tupac pops up in Corey Edwards, and then when they take that gun and they send it to Vegas, Vegas says that is not the gun, right? So it's a lot, right? I may be leaving a few things out. Also, for all y'all that believe in that documentary that uh, 50 put out, remember, all the information in 50's documentary is the information that's in Murder Rap, which is Greg Cadence, that LAPD cop, the lion ass LAPD cop, who forged the legend for Poochie, saying that Poochie's the one that killed Biggie and showed it to Tammy Hawkins or Teresa Swan, right? That's his documentary that 50 took all that information. All 50 did was took a chunk out his documentary and put it in there. And all that information for y'all that don't know that that's all for Murder Rap, all the Keefy D conversations in there, all the all that stuff, that all that information that talks about Tupac, Diddy setting up Tupac or hired the Crips to kill Tupac. All that comes from that dirty ass cop, that lying ass cop, Great Kaden, who's also in the documentary, right? Now that's a current interview in there. They got Great Kaden to come in there to try to and I'm sure he got in there because he licensed the footage to them to put in there. So all the stuff that you hearing in 50's documentary about uh Puff putting the hit out on Tupac through Keefe D or Dwayne Davis, all that is old. That came out in 2016, 2017. That's nothing new. And all that you've seen in 50 joint in 2025 is almost 10 years old. It's nothing new. So it's not like Keefe D just came up and said, yo, you know, Diddy did it. All that is old information. And a lot of us know it's old because a lot of us have seen it. Now, it may be new to a bunch of people that have no idea about murder rap, that have no idea about lying ass Greg Caden, right? And Greg Caden, he's such a liar that he can't even testify in court in certain situations because a judge done banned his ass alleged. Well, it ain't no alleged. Uh, banned him in some way or form. I don't know the legal way to say it, but he's isolated from testifying in court because he got caught doing dirty stuff uh, in the line of duty, right? So for all those who want to know why my opinion changed about Diddy and all that, it's because of those reasons. Yet alone, you got to remember, if Keefe D and Orlando Anderson and killed Tupac, why is Reggie Wright Jr. still friends with Keefe D for the last 25 years leading up into this trial? Would that make sense if he knew that he killed Tupac and he got a channel dedicated to Tupac and he was working at Death Row and Suge was his good friend all the way up until for the last 25 years, right? They may have fell out here and there or whatever. Why would they pay Orlando Anderson to testify for Suge if he's the one that shot Suge in the head, allegedly? If Suge would have really have got shot in the head and Tupac got killed. Would that make sense to you? If they knew that Keefe D got hired by Diddy to kill Tupac and shoot Suge in the head, you think they would have paid this nigga 60 bands to go and testify on Suge's behalf? Or with all the ruthless niggas that they had around them, all the murderers they had around them, you don't think that Keefe D ass would have been dead a long time ago? Orlando didn't die by the hands of the Mar Paru. He got killed in something totally unrelated to any Tupac beef. And remember, the war in Compton stopped after a while because it was said that they didn't have nothing to do with it. That's why the war in Compton stopped, allegedly, after a few people got killed. So Keefe D, Orlando was still around for all these years, right? Reggie maintained a relationship with Keefe D, right? It's not only until now that he's trying to make it look like Keefe D has something to do with it. But remember, Reggie Wright Jr. was Keefe D's publicist. So the reason that y'all got Keefe D on Vlad, on Cam Capone, on the Art of Dialogue was all for Reggie. They all got paid off of those interviews. Reggie's the one that set them up. You think Reggie would set up these interviews and be cool with Keefe D? They on the phone, this, that, and other, outside of them allegedly hustling together? make sense to you? You think that Suge would be saying free Keefy D if that was the nigga that shot him in the head and killed Tupac? If they really cared about Tupac? If Death Row really cared about Tupac, why would Suge be saying free Keefy D? Why would Suge say that when he came home in 2002 and he saw he saw Keefy D at the Laker game, that him and Keefy D was sitting there kicking it. That makes sense. He sees him at the Laker game, and these niggas is like, ha ha, kiki. And this is the nigga that shot him in the head, allegedly. And this is the nigga, like, do that make sense to any of y'all? That Suge would sit there and be cool with Keefy D, knowing that this is the same nigga that shot him in the head and killed Tupac. Think about it. What sense would that make? If he cared about Tupac 50%, right? Even if he hated Tupac, he still got shot in the head, according to him, right? He got a 45, well, now a 40 etched in his skull, right? He see Keefy D at the Laker game, and them niggas is talking, and then Keefy D tells him, according to him, yo, man, we ain't had nothing to do with Buntry, man. And he says, oh, man, if I thought that you had something to do with Buntry, I would have been on your ass already. And they still standing there kicking it. And then he says that Keefy D tell him, yeah, man, but you know, the nigga Diddy, he hired us, to do that to you and Tupac. Yo, I ain't want to do it, but we needed the money. And Suge goes, oh, word? Yo, come in the bathroom. I want to talk to you. Right? That makes sense to anybody? You telling me Keefy D tells Suge in his face, oh man, yo, the nigga Diddy, he put out a hit on y'all. You was my man, but we needed the money. That's the Jedi mind trick to put it on Diddy, in my opinion. They are trying, Diddy is the alibi to throw it off of Death Row, allegedly. To put it on Diddy, that Diddy got Tupac killed, because it makes no goddamn sense. Then you got the whole chain story, right? You got the chain story that's sitting there telling you that in whatever y'all saw, and remember, everything you saw in 50 Cent's documentary comes from Murder Rap, from Gray Kate and LAPD, right? So when you see in Murder Rap that Diddy put this hit out, right? Once again, I believe personally that story is to throw it off of the LAPD because of the lawsuit, right? Now, if Suge is telling you that Keefy D told him, yo, man, we did that to y'all, man, because, the nigga Diddy paid us and we needed the money. You don't think Suge would have got this nigga washed up? Even though he home on parole with all the niggas that run with him. You don't think them niggas would have washed this nigga up at the Laker game? Yet alone probably something worse where all that went down? You think this nigga could tell Suge in his face that he killed Tupac, allegedly, and shot him, allegedly, and he's still alive today with all the people that done died? Bare minimum ain't got his ass kicked. On top of Reggie Wright Jr. still being cool with Keefy D all these years? So if you want to believe that bull crap that's in 50's documentary that he jacked from murder rap, right? Let me tell you how they got to the point of saying that in murder rap. Reggie Wright Jr. was the main suspect in the murder of Biggie, right? 50 trying to sit there and spin y'all. This is why I'm wondering who 50 working for. Is he working for the government to be sitting there trying to paint this narrative that Diddy got Big and Pac killed? Like, who is 50 working for? Reggie Wright Jr. was the main suspect in Biggie's murder, right? Russell Poole, rest in peace, was investigating, and he came down to the point where Reggie was the suspect. Around 2012, I believe it was, they put this other task force together, and Greg Caden and them came on, and they start investigating Biggie murder. They go straight to Reggie Wright Jr. because he's the main suspect, right? Reggie tells them, snitching ass Reggie Rat Jr., right, who worked for the federal government in 96 or 97, was working and talking about only time he ever snitched was on Omar Bradley because he hated Omar Bradley, right? That's a whole other story, right? He lied about that story too, right? He told about Omar Bradley tried to bribe him, right? Where he was when Reggie was an FBI informant for Phil Carson, right? Reggie sit there and said that he only snitched on Omar Bradley because Omar Bradley tried to bribe him. That was in 2006. 2006, he tried to say Omar Bradley tried to bribe him for a contract to work for the city. Omar Bradley wasn't even in the office in 2006. His reign ended in 2001. So Reggie's lying about that. That's a whole nother lie, whole nother story, whole nother show. I'll do that a whole separately later. But he lied to an FBI officer by saying that Omar Bradley tried to bribe him for a contract with the city, and Omar Bradley wasn't even in the office in 2006. His reign ended in 2001. But like I said, that's neither here nor there, right? But Reggie admits that he was a federal informant in 96, 97, whenever it was, right? Reggie, Greg Caden goes to Reggie about the murder of Tupac. I mean, the murder of Suge. Reggie tells Greg Caden that Southside Crips killed Biggie in retaliation for not getting their money for killing Tupac. Two things right there. How would Reggie know that Diddy hired the Southside Crips to kill Tupac? Right? How would Reggie know that Diddy hired the Southside Crips to kill Tupac? But if you let him tell it, Tupac got killed because he jumped on a gangbanger, Orlando Anderson, and that was retaliation for Tupac got killed because retaliation because he jumped on the Southside Crip. But he tells the police that those same Southside Crips killed Biggie. Where he failed at with that is because the Southside Crips was at the party at the Peterson Museum. They were there. They was with Biggie that night. So when Greg Caden goes to see Keefy D in them and accuses him of killing Biggie, Keefy D's like, nigga, how we killed Biggie? We was there with him that night. So he doubled back to Reggie and said, yo, nigga, you lied to me. Keefy D and them was at the party with Biggie. Oh, it was Poochie. Suge hired Poochie through Teresa Swan or Tammy Hawkins, and she set it up, and she went and Suge did it from jail, and he got her to do it, and that's how Poochie killed Biggie, right? Allegedly covering up for the LAPD, who allegedly killed Biggie, right? Because we know about the whole bank robbery and all that other stuff. That's might be too much information to get into right now, right? But allegedly, we know that we heard that the cops that were working for Death Row off duty, the Rafael Perez's, the David Max, the Kevin Gaines, are allegedly the ones who were a part of Biggie's murder. But Reggie says those cops never worked for Death Row. David Mack, Rafael Perez, Kevin Gaines never worked for Death Row. And he don't know them, and they never mentioned Reggie right name. But we know that that's a lie. Right? We know that's a lie for several reasons. Right? When Kevin Gaines got killed, what happened? Russell Poole and them went to Sharita Knight house because Kevin Gaines was driving Sharita Knight's Montero. She tells them that Kevin Gaines just left there a few hours ago. He was going to the gym and then he was going to put tires on her car. And then she allegedly gave a statement saying that Kevin Gaines worked for Death Row. Once again, Sharita Knight was Snoop Dogg's manager, and she says that Kevin Gaines did security for Snoop. She's on audio saying that he did security for Snoop, and he was paid cash. She wasn't stupid enough to give him a check to leave a paper trail. And Reggie's on the phone with her, but he tell us he don't know who Kevin Gaines is. But we know that he did security for Snoop, right? We know Rafael Perez and David Mack worked for Death Row because Big C Styles saw them working there. Rest in peace, Joe Cool seen them working there. Trady from the East Side has seen them working there. Chief Bernard Parks said he knew that they worked there. Jimmy Iovine said he knew that the Rampart cops worked at Death Row, right? Layla, who introduced David Mack to the Death Row or Tupac, and later found out that he was doing security for Death Row. And then there's the people that saw Perez and them at the Biggie party that night, right? And then there's photos and video of them at the Peterson Museum that night, right? So, and then Reggie says he don't know Rafael Perez, but Omar Bradley tells you when he had a fight with Suge and Reggie placed himself at the fight, said he broke up the fight with him and Omar Bradley. Omar Bradley says Rafael Perez was standing right there when him and Suge had a fight. And before Suge got there, him and Rafael Perez played 3 games of chess. And Rafael Perez whipped his ass in chess, 2 games to 1. So Reggie saying that he don't know Perez, Mack, and Gaines, that's been proven a lie, right? But we all know that Violetta Wallace, rest in peace, had a lawsuit out with the LAPD because of Biggie being killed. So Greg Caden's job, allegedly, was to go and make sure that he could prove that LAPD had nothing to do with Biggie's death, because that would have bankrupted the city, right? If she would have won that, case, right? So when he goes back to Reggie, you know, they come up with the theory that Poochie is the one that killed Biggie, not the LAPD ain't have nothing to do with it, right? Which we know, if you look at the composite that Little C's gave to the police, the dude just had a mustache. Poochie always had a full beard. That's just for one, right? But even if y'all want to believe 50 Cent sitting there trying to spin it, saying that Big got killed, Diddy got Big killed, only way Diddy would be responsible is for him bringing Big to LA, right? To work or whatever. And they saying he canceled his flight to London. Outside of that, Reggie Wright Jr. is on record on Vlad TV saying that Suge Knight is responsible and is the one that got Biggie killed. That's no alleged. You can go on Vlad TV and look at, I would play it, but Vlad is a sucker and he flagging, my channel for playing that content specifically. But y'all could go on Vlad. As many people on this channel in the comments right now that can agree that I played it before, that Reggie Wright Jr. says that Suge Knight is the one that killed Biggie. And Russell Poole didn't just do his homework right. Now, hopefully that explains a lot. So remember, the same dirty ass cop, Greg Caden, right, that went to Reggie, and Reggie told him Southside killed Biggie in retaliation for not getting their money, right, for killing Tupac, right? But Reggie's also the same person that told Frank the lie about Orlando snatching Tupac's chain. Frank gave a statement to the police that even Suge told him to tell that lie, that Orlando tried to snatch Tupac's chain. That's why they beat him up. And then there's a whole lie about it was a bounty on Death Row chains. That all came from Death Row. But when you ask anybody that was around Death Row, was there a bounty on a bad boy bounty on Death Row chains? None of them heard of that story. That story allegedly came from Reggie Wright Jr. and them, right? Which is an alibi to take it, allegedly, an alibi to take it off of Death Row and put it on Diddy, right? Because there was no bounty on the Death Row chain, right? The fight at the Lakewood Mall was over set tripping, right? Why? Because Trayvon Lane and Baby Lane, which is Orlando Anderson, they both originally was Long Beach Crips. When they ran into each other, they both moved from Long Beach, right, over the years. Orlando still maintained his Crip card, but moved to the Southside Crip neighborhood. Trayvon moved now to the Mar Paru area and dropped his Crip card and became a Blood. Now, if you go to Reggie Wright Jr.'s this week on his channel, he just did a show with Mob James, right? And he says on there, and they probably gonna take it out now that I got it, but I did record it. And I'm gonna tell y'all exactly where to go look at it. Because I screenshotted it. It says Reggie Wright Jr. checks Mob James about some Tupac security, right? And what he says is to Mob James is, well, you know, Trayvon was originally a Long Beach Crip, you know. So, because Mob James is saying, yo, Trayvon shouldn't have never said nothing to Tupac to send Tupac off. Tupac ain't no Orlando. That wasn't Tupac beef. You know what I'm saying? Orlando was supposed to go, Trayvon was supposed to go handle Orlando himself. And then Reggie's sitting there trying to come up with excuses to make it legitimate for Trayvon to go to Pac or to go over there. He keeps saying, "Oh man, you know he didn't go to Pac. He went over to his big homies to make sure it was okay for him to go, you know, to do something." You know what I'm saying? And Marv James is like, "Nigga, you're lying." He don't need permission from the big homies. If he see a nigga that violated him, it supposed to be on site. He don't supposed to go over to no Tupac and tell Tupac, yo, that's the dude that took my chain. But once again, that whole story is a lie. If you go listen to K-Dub, he tells you the fight was not over over a bounty on death row chains. They wasn't fighting over chains. Baby Lane seen Trayvon Lane, two Long Beach Crips who both moved from Long Beach to Compton. Baby Lane, Orlando Anderson moved to Southside Crip neighborhood, remained a Crip. Trayvon Lane moved to the Mall Piru area and dropped his Crip card and became a Mall Piru, a blood or whatever. Piru Bloods is not the same thing, but is the same color, right? So he became a Mall Piru, right? So when they ran into each other at the Lakewood Mall, it was, "What's up, cuz?" And I'm paraphrasing. "Yo, I'm not cuz no more. I'm Piru." Boom, 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 boom. That's what caused the fight, right? That's called set tripping. Nigga, you jump sets, right? So they fought over that. The chain, death row chain, came off in the process of the fight. The South Sides didn't have a beef with the Mall Pirus. And as you can see over the years, they haven't had no problems with them until the whole Tupac thing. And then after that, as you can see, they still don't really have a problem because Suge going to be saying free goddamn Keefe D. And Reggie's affiliated allegedly with the Gray Street Crips. So that's why you always see his ass wearing blue, right? Because he's more on the blue side than the red side, right? And that's according to his federal case that he was affiliated with the Gray Street Crips, right? So the fight in the Lakewood Mall wasn't over a bounty that Puff put out for a death row chain. The fight was over them niggas seeing each other, and as you can see, they both got Lane in their name, right? They both that was because Orlando ran into his Long Beach Crip homie, and now his Long Beach Crip homie is now a blood, right? Or a Piru, right? So that's what that whole thing was about, right? But they was able to use that as an alibi to what? Put it on Diddy, right? To make it look like Tupac got killed because Diddy put a hit out on him. But they got their other theory where, oh, Tupac got killed because he jumped on a gangbanger. He didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't no real Mal Pyru. You know what I'm saying? And Trayvon went over there and told him, yo, that's the guy that took my chain. Now, according to Suge, that ain't what goddamn Trayvon told goddamn Tupac. According to Suge, he told Tupac, yo, that's the niggas that Bad Boy hired to kill you. And that's what set Tupac off and made him run up on Orlando. Not that he went to his big homies and said, yo, man, that's the dude that took my chain. And Tupac overheard that and ran over there and jumped on Orlando. That ain't what happened, right? Now, I believe Suge with that because if I'm Tupac and the nigga come to me and I'm out on bail and shit, and a nigga come to me talking about, yo, a nigga took my chain. Nigga, you a gangbanger. Nigga, you telling me about a nigga that took your chain? And I'm the low nigga on the totem pole when it comes to these Mal Pyru niggas. And I'm going to risk my bail and go back to jail for you over a fucking chain? If you want to believe that story, you go ahead. To me, it don't make no sense. Now, if a nigga told me, yo, that and Pac knowing what happened to him with Quad, now the Quad situation, I'm not going to say Diddy ain't had nothing to do with, because he was there with Jimmy Henchman, right? And that situation, to me, Diddy don't get a pass for that because he was up in the studio with Jimmy Henchman, right? So for me, if I'm Tupac, a nigga come to me told, yo, that nigga took my chain. Nigga, go see him. Like, nigga, we in the casino. Nigga ain't got no gun. You ain't got, none of us got no guns in here. Nigga, that nigga did something to you, go beat his ass. Why would I go fight his battles over a chain? Now, if the nigga told me, yo, that's the nigga that Diddy and them niggas hired to do something to me, oh, nigga, I'm over there, right? I might just snap for it in the moment, knowing that I got a problem with Bad Boy or whatever, and the nigga come tell me, yo, that's the nigga that them niggas hired to do something to you. Yeah, I'm snapping. I probably would, right? But over a chain, a little bullshit ass death row chain that it probably ain't even worth $10,000. Like, nigga, get it, man, right? So when I had shout out to Kimmy, who had OG Patrice on her channel, they hit me up and told me they was interviewing Reggie. I told them, yo, ask Reggie, when Tupac got shot, you said two things. You said you told Greg Caden that Tupac got killed in retaliation. I mean, Biggie got killed because Southside didn't get their money for killing Tupac. But then you also said that Tupac got killed because of a bounty on the death row chain, and Trayvon Lane seen Orlando and told Tupac, yo, that's the dude that took my chain. So did Tupac get killed over the chain, or did Tupac get killed because there was a hit on death row from Bad Boy? So Reggie, he's confused at this point. His head's spinning. You see the marbles in his head running around. And he like, well, I mean, I feel like, he got killed. I'm paraphrasing. I feel like he got killed, because he jumped on the Crip. You know what I'm saying? He had no business jumping on no Crip, who was about that life. But, it was rumors that, that Bad Boy had, took out a hit on Tupac or whatever, you this, that, and the third. So which one is it? He can't answer that question, right? So, matter of fact, should I play that one? Let me see. You know what? I'm not playing nobody's footage, right? So, saying all that to say this, right? All that stuff that's in 50's documentary is all old news. That was all those interviews, everything you seen in that is from 2016. Come 30 days from now, it's 10 years old. That's old, right? Now, when you go and look at it, let me show you this. This I will play because it's news. Now check this out, right? So since Keefe D's been locked up, right? And Reggie been on the internet trolling him or whatever. Now Keefe D is telling the truth, or maybe his truth, all right? But he's definitely telling a different story from what he said on Murder Rap and the 50 documentary about Puff hired them, this, that, and the third, right? Look at what he says here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, and personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. And I'm using this under fair use to criticize, comment, news report, and research in the Tupac Shakur murder case, as well as Notorious B.I.G's murder case. All right. I'm using this under fair use. Now listen. Check it out.
The man charged in Tupac Shakur's murder is speaking out from behind bars for the first time. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis insists he was 300 miles away when the rapper was shot. Now he's pointing the finger at someone else. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky has this ABC News exclusive.
We ain't meant to survive because it's a setup.
The death of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago became one of the nation's most notorious unsolved murders.
Hey, Keith, Metro Police, come over here.
Then in 2023, a breakthrough when prosecutors charged this man with ordering the hit, the only person arrested for Shakur's murder, who now tells ABC News authorities have the wrong man.
I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody, never did ever kill nobody. They don't have no evidence against me. Came and put me in Las Vegas.
61-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis says the night of the murder, September 7th, 1996, he was in Los Angeles, 300 miles from the Las Vegas intersection where Tupac Shakur was gunned down.
Prove that I orchestrated this. You know what I'm saying? Your key witness orchestrated this. They top witness is the lead suspect.
The defense pointing to someone else, Reggie Wright Jr., a former cop and security guard for record mogul Suge Knight, who was driving the car Tupac was in the night he was shot. Wright has denied any involvement in charge of possibly protecting this young man. And prosecutors say Davis
Yo, is this dude a joke, yo? Is he a joke? He was trying to possibly protect this young man. Yo, bro. And you made them give up their guns? And yeah, right, buddy.
incriminated himself in his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, and in this on-camera interview.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
Look at Keefe D's body language. Look at his face. He's lying. He's lying. Look at his face. He's lying. He don't know. It's Parson Vlad interview where Vlad catch him like I know Vlad like, yo, this guy's lying. But he ain't gonna mess up his goddamn money by saying that.
Said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
They keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
Davis now says his previous admissions connected with the shooting were made under duress and for money, claiming he did not write his own memoir and was fed information by police.
I shouldn't have said nothing. I should have said nothing.
And was fed information by police.
That police would be Greg Kading. Come in, if you go and listen to the audio on the morning ride, they are coaching him. He's making like involuntary statements. They say, so you passed him the gun, you passed the gun to the back seat. He like, yeah. Like, I didn't say I passed the gun to the back seat. You said I passed the gun to the back seat. I never said nothing. How are you telling me what happened and shit, and you wasn't there?
For money, claiming he did not write his own memoir and was fed information by police.
I shouldn't have said nothing. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have said nothing. And I'm innocent, man.
Prosecutors declined to respond directly to Davis's new claims. They say their case is strong and they expect a conviction. Tupac Shakur is one of the best-selling rap artists of all time, 75 million albums to date. Most of those sales posthumously, thanks in part to hits like California Love. Davis's arrest followed years of fan-driven theories that an intense rivalry between East Coast and West Coast rappers sparked the fatal attack on Shakur.
And I'm being held against my will. I'm supposed to be out there enjoying my twilight. God got my back, and God will see me through this.
You see? You see? He's blaming Reggie for the murder of Tupac. After he done sat down and did all these interviews, but remember who set him up to do the interviews? Reggie. And you telling me Reggie sitting down, getting money with this nigga, doing interviews, setting up interviews, and he killed Tupac? KVD wasn't smart enough to know that Reggie was Jedi mind tricking this nigga to get him to go up there and talk about it. So now he done put it on himself, telling the goddamn story. And why did KVD write that book? Because Greg Kading had murder rap out here. He telling this goddamn story. He wrote a book. He making all this money off the book and the documentary, telling this story. So KVD thought that, yo, hey, well, shit, he out here telling this goddamn story. I might as well go out there and tell the same story and make me some money. And it backfired on him. Now his ass is in jail. That's simple. And now that he in jail, now he ready to tell the truth. Right? He played the part. He just a patsy. So once again, now when you go and you watch 50's documentary, go watch Murder Rap and see how much all that it comes from Murder Rap. And remember, that's a white dude telling the story about the Tupac situation. And the cop that wrote that book and documentary, he didn't work on the Tupac murder investigation case. He's LAPD. He was working to find out, to make sure, allegedly, make sure the LAPD wasn't involved in the Biggie case, so that they couldn't, sue the city. But Reggie was the suspect. And what he do? He go to Reggie, and Reggie sent his ass on a wild ass goose chase. And then they talk about, oh, they solved the case. Allegedly, Suge killed Biggie by hiring Poochie through Teresa Swan or Tammy Hawkins or whatever her name is. And that came from Reggie snitching on Suge. Right? So getting back to 50 Cent now, that I had to go back and re-break all that down for all those people that that don't understand the backstory, right? Let's start with the more recent story. Diddy sent 50 flowers. Now, once again, I know everybody's not street smart, right? I know everybody's not street smart. And I know a lot of people who haven't been to jail or visited people in jail or know people in the federal penitentiary, right? For one, if you think that Diddy sent 50 flowers, right? You just aren't privy to how much the federal government or the federal penitentiary works, where their phone calls are monitored, right? Niggas is talking on the phone. It's monitored, right? You think you think that Diddy, and we all know Diddy's motto or Bad Boys motto is Bad Boys Move in Silence, right? And I promise, I'm sitting here, I am not capping for Diddy. I'm just going off black and white facts and research, right? The fact is, Diddy got an appeal in less than 30 days. Remember that, first and foremost. Diddy got an appeal in 30 days. You think he's going to risk the feds hear him on the phone, tell somebody, yo, go buy some flowers and send it to 50 Cent show, and put his name on the goddamn card? That could be taken as a threat, right? You really think that Diddy, next month, he got an appeal, he could be home next month if he wins this appeal? You think this nigga is dumb enough to get on the phone and tell somebody to go buy some flowers and take it to 50 Cent show, where this person is going to be on, first of all, they're going to have to sign something for the delivery to drop the flowers off, right? You just can't deliver something to a person via a courier and not sign for it, right? That's one. Two, You think this nigga's gonna say something on the phone that could trace back to him that's gonna blow his whole appeal? Or him catching a new charge? Knowing that if he did send 50 some flowers, that this nigga's gonna say now, he ain't gonna keep it G and be like, oh, this nigga wanna send me some flowers? Yeah, all right. This nigga went straight to the internet. Yo, this nigga Diddy send me flowers. Dry snitching, right? Me personally, I think somebody, a Craves fan, anybody would sit there and send this nigga some flowers that ain't feeling what he doing and put Diddy name. Why would Diddy send this nigga flowers and put Diddy or his name on the card, my nigga? Like, y'all really believe that? That this nigga is in a federal jail and he gonna send this nigga flowers, bro? He really gonna get on a monitored phone and tell somebody in his family or one of his homeboys or one of his goons, yo, go buy this nigga some flowers and bring it to his show. And make sure you put my name on the card. Come on, y'all, man. Come on, please, man. Like, come on, man. Get a nigga Diddy some goddamn credit, y'all. Like a nigga can't be that stupid. Would you do that? If you was in the feds and you got 3 years, right? Would you risk catching a new charge, sending a threatening ass mail package to somebody? And you got an appeal in a month. To a nigga that get on the internet and say, tell everything. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I don't know who 50 working for. I don't, he say that this is all because Diddy tried to take him shopping, right? Remember, these niggas was cool at one point, right? Look at this. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you gonna make me. Okay, I'll tell y'all right now. When I want to work for Diddy, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings. Because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna physically. I'm gonna go central book. Yeah, I'm used to it. I know what it is. But get your hand out my pocket. Yeah, definitely. I was looking for you. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. You see how he touching Diddy clothes? Yo, look at this. Look at this. Like he pulling on his clothes. But you got a problem with this nigga taking you shopping, but you checking his swag, right? You checking out his swag. You checking out his clothes. You touching him. But you felt funny about him wanting to take you shopping. You admiring his clothes. You admiring his clothes, meaning you like what he got on. So if he told you, yo, I'll take you shopping, whatever, it could be some funny business, or the nigga could have been really trying to put you up on some fashion, right? Now I told you what Diddy said. He said the nigga 50, according to Charlucci, Diddy said the backstory about him taking the nigga shopping, he said they was having a conversation about getting in certain rooms and being around certain people. And Diddy was telling the nigga, yo, nigga, you got to change the way you dress.
right? Right? So it wasn't always drama with these niggas. This nigga, he's sitting there showing you that he was checking out Diddy fashion, checking out his clothes, right? So what is this really about? Is it this or is it the baby mama thing? Is it he tried to take him shopping or that he messed with his baby mom? Because remember, before Diddy messed with 50's baby mother, 50 was messing with Diddy's baby mother, Misa Hilton. See, a lot of y'all don't know that because y'all wasn't around. Y'all ain't been in the game. I remember when the nigga went and do the deal with Mace. You know, he wanted $2 million for Mace, and they started beefing over that. Then 50 started dating Misa, started messing with Diddy baby mother. So Diddy got him back. See, a lot of y'all don't know that. 50 messed with his baby mother first. So the nigga got him back. So the flower thing, I don't believe at all. Right? Now, I'm about to get deeper on this whole situation. Right? Who did y'all notice wasn't in that documentary? I'll give you 10 seconds to type it in. Who did y'all notice wasn't in that whole documentary? I'm going to have to help y'all. 50's baby mother. No mentions of her in there nowhere. They mentioned Cassie. They showed Cassie. But remember, it was 50 baby mother and it was Cassie that took Diddy down, right? Now, I'm about to blow the lid off this whole thing. Please hit the like button if you didn't hit the like button. Share this video because what I'm about to show y'all ain't heard nowhere around in our little sector when it comes to this, tying this whole thing together, right? What I'm about to show y'all, make sure, Kanye West, you better be watching, nigga. All you industry niggas, y'all better be watching. Because I don't know who 50 working for. But it's a red flag that in that documentary, they made no mentions of Jane Doe.
That ain't weird to y'all? The documentary was really supposed to be about the allegations against Diddy with the sex trafficking, the RICO, the coercion, which he all beat. So they ain't even mention that. They ain't even say the nigga was found not guilty, right? They just say, oh, he was found guilty for paying the sex workers. Please hit that like button, because what I'm about to say is about to blow your mind. So if you got somebody you don't want to miss this, take this time to forward it to them, because what you about to hear now is going to take this whole thing and put your goddamn bottom part of your mouth on the floor. Y'all gonna be sitting there like, so get you a drink, get your popcorn, roll up one, fix you a drink, because this show is far from over. I just got started. I just got started. Right? Now check this. Please share this video to somebody that you don't want to miss this. Kanye, if you out there, you better be watching, brother. Because I'm about to put all y'all on game. All you A-list niggas that be messing with these model chicks, y'all need to watch this. And shout out to We Work It, because they sparked this thought. They made me go down this rabbit hole. Right? Now, on my Instagram, there's a post, right, where it talks about how this whole thing got started, right, with Diddy, right? Now, there's a girl, right? Let me pull her up. Now, it's this girl right here, right? Her name is Sue Lin, right? Medeiros, if that's how you pronounce it, right? Now, I remember this girl way back in the day. Well, not way back, but early 2000s, right? There's a dude named I ain't gonna put his name in because I don't want to drag his name into this, but I'll just say the magazine. There's the editor-in-chief of Black Men Magazine, right? This chick, we went to 50 Cent house. 50 Cent had a party. This was one of the chicks that was with us, right? She was with him actually, right? I went by myself, but we met up, and he always had the model chicks with him, right? So this chick winds up getting into the hip hop industry as a model, right? Right? This is the chick that used to hang with Claudia Jordan, right?
So I see this video of her and Claudia Jordan driving this McLaren. Is it a McLaren? No, it's a what's the name of that car that Marty McFly had in DeLorean? The Back to the Future car, right? They get pulled over by the police, right? Sue Lynn and Claudia Jordan, right? And you know, the car was swerving or whatever with them in the DeLorean, whatever. The police pull them over, they do the breathalyzer or whatever, right? And she get locked up for DUI, right? So that goes into, well, who is Sue Lynn, right? Now I've known her for just being on the Black Men's Magazine and everything, right? Then I come to find out it goes deeper, right? There's a guy, right, called Peter Nygaard, right? Just last year, guess what happened to Peter Nygaard? Peter Nygaard gets sentenced to 11 years. Guess what for? Sex trafficking, right? He is the Jeffrey Epstein of the Bahamas, right? Now, Sue Lynn was best friends with guess who? Daphne Joy, right? Now, watch this.
to paint the narrative. So we've all seen the evidence, almost a whole episode. Probation from see the 5 men she's been connected with romantically. There's of course Diddy, 50 Cent, Jason Derulo, Tyrese Gibson. Randomly, this 84-year-old man, Peter Nygaard, the billionaire fashion worker who was arrested and sentenced to 11 years.
Now, allegedly, hold on, let me pull up these pictures. Fashion mogul Peter Nygaard's ex-girlfriend lured an inspiring model to his Bahamas compound and forced her to have sex with him, according to a Florida federal lawsuit. The alleged victim, identified only as Jane Doe, claims Sulin acted like Nygaard's madam by recruiting young women for Nygaard to rape as part of his sweeping international sex trafficking venture. Nygaard, at the time, was 79, was busted in Canada Tuesday on the Manhattan federal indictment for allegedly sexually assaulting dozens of teen girls and women over the decades. More than 50 women have sued the flamboyant Canadian tycoon for rape and sexual assault, many of whom say they were underage. Two of the businesswoman's own sons accused him of hiring an escort to rape them while they were underage. The Florida lawsuit alleges that Sulin befriended Jane Doe in 2010 when she was just 18, then enticed her to Nygaard's notorious Bahamas compound to be raped. Sulin told her she had to have sex with the senior citizen, but not to worry as it would be really fast and easy, the filing said. Jane Doe refused, and Sulin abruptly left the island, abandoning the teen girl. Nygaard forced Jane Doe onto his bed, holding her arms down and ignoring her attempts to tell him no, the suit alleges. The next morning, he gave her $500 as a payment for the rape. The suit, which does not name Nygaard as a defendant, alleges that Sulin trafficked her and other women to the Finnish born designer. That was his line, right? Sulin was an employee of Nygaard International, the clothing company headquarters in Times Square, but she was really a sex worker, the papers allege. Her job was to have sex with Nygaard and recruit and lure other young women to have sex with or be raped, sexually assaulted, or sexually battered by Nygaard, right? In exchange for her services, Sulin was handsomely rewarded with cash, plastic surgery, stem cell injections, jewelry, and 4 luxury cars, including a DeLorean. The filing includes shots of Sulin blowing kisses from the driver's seat of a Ferrari, right? Now, look at this picture here, y'all. Tell me who's that in the car with her. Look at the hairdo. Y'all know who that is, right? Allegedly. Who y'all think that is? Anthony Robinson, Cassandra Dorsey, True Magic TV. Right? Let me show you who her best friend is. I hate that. Some people just ain't as sharp as others. Saloon is a client of Barham's agency. She appeared in numerous music videos, including R. Kelly's "I'm a Flirt" and Red Hot Chili Peppers' Humped Bump," according to her bio on Warren and Barham Management's website. I deny these evil accusations made toward me in an unproven civil lawsuit, Barham said in a statement. I have no association with Nygaard. Sulin lawyers Jane and Jonathan. Miss Sulin denies these false and salacious allegations and look forward to the court dismissing these baseless claims. Right? That was in 2020. Now your guy is convicted. Now, hold on one second. Now, allegedly, '50 baby mama and Jane Doe. What do you see here? What do you see here? Now think about Diddy, right? This is before Diddy. Nygaard, a former fashion mogul, was recently sentenced in Canada after being convicted on multiple counts of sexual assault, right? And look who was linked to him, allegedly, right? I'm not done. Let me show you more. Now that you know who Peter Nygaard is, right? And you see that they allege that Sue Lin was his madam, and they allege that Daphne was dating him, right? Look here. Former fashion mogul Peter Nygaard has been sentenced to 11 years in prison for sexually assaulting 4 women in Toronto. The sentence was handed down in September 2024 by Superior Court Justice Robert Goldstein, who called Nygaard a sexual predator. Now remember, Diddy is going through this at the same time, y'all, right? Details and sentencing the case. Sentenced 11 years in prison, time served, Nygaard, 83, received the credit for time already spent in custody since his 2020 arrest, meaning he has about 6.7 years left to serve. Parole eligibility. He will be eligible for full parole in about 2 years. Conviction. In November 2023, a jury found him guilty of 4 counts of sexual assault for attacks that occurred between the late 1980s in 2005 at his company headquarters in downtown Toronto. He was acquitted of 5th sexual assault count and 1 count of forcible confinement. Judge Goldstein stated that he used his wealth and his power to commit 4 sexual assaults and show no empathy for his victims. Now look, ongoing legal challenges, right? The Toronto sentencing is not the end for Nygaard's legal issues. He faces other charges in different jurisdictions: Winnipeg, Montreal, I care about the United States, right? United States, when his Canadian cases are finished, when his Canadian cases are finished, he is expected to be extradited to the United States, where he's facing federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering involving allegations from dozens of women and minor age girls across the globe, right? Now, how many of y'all remember Kanye West going to Diddy's trial, right? And how many of y'all remember Jane Doe testifying that she went to Kanye West and he was having a freak off, and Kanye was saying, came to testify that she allegedly offered to bring him sex workers, right? Kanye has no idea that allegedly these women are tied to Peter Nygaard. He probably know it now watching this, right? Let me show you some photos, right? And then I'm gonna tell y'all a story that's gonna blow your mind. Who's that right there with Peter Nygaard? Sue Lin, right? Right? Who's this? Sue Lin. Watch this. Who's this? Okay. I think y'all catching on now. Who's this? Who's this? Are y'all catching on yet? Let me ask you a question again. Do you know who this is now? You know who this is now? You know who this is? That's Peter Nygaard. Now let me show you this. Wait a minute. Let me try to see something here. Okay. Check this out. Now, this is where I believe when he gets extradited to the United States, it's going to be a lot of niggas scared. And niggas better be paying attention to this one right now. This is where Diddy got caught up in. He didn't know. Right? Now, check this out.
If you late, you came in late. Don't talk about I'm showing pictures and I ain't say who it is. Nigga, you came in late. Check it out. Instagram model, NYC talent agency among Peter Nygaard co-conspirators. See, they co-conspirators, but in Diddy's case, Jane Doe and Cassie wasn't co-conspirators, right? But in this joint, they co-conspirators, right? Named in new lawsuits. Nygaard's top girlfriend, Instagram model Sulin Medeiros, or Medeiros, whatever you want to say, how you pronounce it, right? Traffic women to be raped, lawsuit alleges. It's Peter Nygaard and Sulin at Virgin United's Midnight Gala in 2007. The photo appears in the civil lawsuit filed in New York on November 12th, alleging that the New York talent agent and agency conspired to sex traffic a 17-year-old Canadian girl to be raped. Update: Jane Doe voluntarily dismissed the civil lawsuit against Jonathan Barham on October 21st, 2021. The lawsuit against the talent agency Warren and Barron Management LLC is still ongoing. Two women who allege fashion executive Peter Nygaard raped them when they were teenagers are suing Nygaard's so-called top girlfriend and recruiter. She's allegedly like the Ghislaine Maxwell to the Jeffrey Epstein story, right? Allegedly. And the talent agent and agency represent her. The accusations are made in two separate lawsuits filed in the United States, in which the women allege the defendants the defendants conspired to provide Nygaard with a steady pool of victims. The first lawsuit was filed in Miami by a Florida woman on October 22nd. She claimed Nygaard raped her in 2010 when she was 18, and that the Instagram model Sulin was partially to blame for the alleged luring her to the Bahamas, right? The woman is seeking damages under the U.S. federal trafficking statute. Her identity is protected, and she is only known as Jane Doe in the court documents. Jane Doe, who is now 29, alleges that Sulin had befriended her, then lured her and coerced her to travel to Nygaard's private compound in the Bahamas. Doe claims Sulin then told her she was required to have sex with Nygaard. The allegations are outlined in the lawsuit. I'm not going to click on these lawsuits, right? The lawsuit said Doe suffered physical, psychological, and financial and reputational harm. That's the island where his compound is, right there. Peter Nygaard lived in the Bahamas at Nygaard Cay for 40 years before returning to Canada in 2019. A Florida woman alleges in 2010 Sulin lured her to the fashion designer's compound so that she could be raped by him. I can't breathe. I can't face the world because of that. Because I feel like so much light and happiness was taken from me, Jane Doe said in an interview with the CBC. In 2010, she was 18. She saw Sulin in the Chris Brown music video and decided to send her a message via Twitter. To her surprise, Sulin wrote back. She said Sulin followed her on Twitter and the two started talking. Then one day, the model invited the team to a party she was hosting in Miami, according to the lawsuit. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. She's so beautiful. I want to be like her, said Jane Doe. After the party, Jane Doe said Sulin asked if she wanted to come with her to a fashion designer's friend's private island in the Bahamas for a fun weekend, the lawsuit said. She like, we fly you over there and it's amazing. There's jet skis and parasailing. It's a billionaire's private island. I was like, awesome. Hell yeah. Like, I was a kid and I'm like, this is how celebrities live. And now I'm going to be like one, said Jane Doe. Jane Doe said it wasn't until she got to the island that Sue Lin told her why she was really there. Sue Lin instructed Jane Doe that she was required to have sex with Nygaard against Jane Doe's wishes, stating that she shouldn't worry because sex with Nygaard wasn't that bad and it would be over really fast and easy, or it would be really fast and easy, alleges the lawsuit. It goes on to say that Nygaard forced the 18-year-old into his bedroom, held her arms down, and raped her. The next morning, he allegedly handed Jane Doe $500 as a payment, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit said that Sue Lin lived in Nygaard's Marina Del Rey compound for at least 5 years. That's California. Received significant cash, salary, jewelry, plastic surgery, stem cell injections, and cars in exchange for trafficking victims, including Jane Doe to Nygaard. In August 2019, Saloon visited Nygaard at the Falcon Lake, man, to do damage control, including concocting lies in which Nygaard instructed Sue Lin to falsely claim she was always with him for wide swaths of time so she could be his alibi, the lawsuit alleges, adding that she flew in to Winnipeg in June 2020 to continue orchestrating the web of lies. Sue Lin has not filed a statement of defense. In an email to the CBC News, her lawyer Jane and Jonathan said Miss Sue Lin vehemently denies these false and salacious allegations and look forward to the court dismissing these baseless claims. In this picture right here, the lawsuit includes the photo of Sue Lin and claims she visited Nygaard's compound in Falcon Lake, man, to do damage control August 2019, including, concocting the lies. I just read that. New York talent agency sued after alleged rape. Last month, a Canadian woman filed a similar lawsuit in New York against the talent. Oh yeah, I read that already. All right, and this is the guy that denies it, but that's Sue Lin again. The lawsuit alleges that Barham said he first needed to send Nygaard nude pictures of her and instructed her to take off her clothes for an upcoming bikini shoot in the Bahamas. Barham sent the nude photographs to Nygaard, and once Nygaard approved, told Jane Doe that she was in luck because Nygaard wanted to meet her, and said the lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges that Barham then took her to Nygaard's penthouse in New York, knowing she would be raped. The lawsuit claims Barham and Nygaard employees gave the teen alcohol, and some of those drinks were spiked with drugs, and she became unconscious. Jane Doe eventually awoke on her stomach with her dress pulled up over her waist and her underwear removed. The lawsuit alleges, adding Nygaard raped her. The lawsuit said when the encounter with Nygaard and Jane Doe was over, Barham took her back to his apartment to sleep on his couch, where she woke up in the middle of the night to Barham groping her. Although Barham purports to run a talent agency for models and actresses. He is a self-proclaimed pimp. The lawsuit said included in the lawsuit is an image of Barron posted to his MySpace page, captioned Hebrew pimp. The lawsuit goes on to say that Barron's main female model client, Sue Lynn, is a longtime former girlfriend and sex worker of Nygaard. I deny all of these evil and unproven accusations against me in the civil lawsuit, says Jonathan Barron in an email to CBC News, who said unlike in criminal cases, the burden of proof is low to file a civil complaint. Nygaard's New York penthouse apartment named in the lawsuit was above the Nygaard Company headquarters on the 6th floor. Nygaard received the City of New York citation in 2013 for illegally converting that part of the building into a private residence with a jacuzzi and a disco room, according to the lawsuit. I guess that would be that. Anyway, let's see. All right. Now, this is alleged, right? But if allegedly Sue Lynn was his madam and was running girls to the Bahamas, I'm going to tell you a crazy ass story right now, right? There's a model by the name of Angel Lola Love, or she used to go by the name, she go by the name of Lola Monroe now, right? I was dating her manager at one time. This is around 2005, right? Somewhere around 2005 or after, right? Um, her manager, we laid up. It's about 2 in the morning. Her manager calls me. I mean, Angel calls her manager, right? And when Angel calls her manager, she's crying and everything, distraught, right? And you know, she like, yo, what's going on? What's wrong? Da 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 da. She is at the Bahamas, right? Now she went to the Bahamas to do a Black Men shoot for Black Men magazine, right? And I told you I know the editor in chief of Black Men magazine. So he took them out there to do a photo shoot, right? And more recently, he reminded me we went to 50 Cent house, and the girl Sue Lynn was with us when we went to 50 house, right? I remember him having models, but I don't remember her in particular, right? But this is way back in 2005, right? So Angel, when she calls, she's crying and stuff, and she's like, "Yo, you know, this nigga they won't let me leave. Like the nigga, like I gotta sleep with him, or I can't leave the compound." So we like, "Yo, we'll send you a plane ticket, whatever, whatever, whatever. You know, we'll give you money to get a plane ticket, whatever, whatever, and stuff, right?" So to make a long story short, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember her calling and crying and saying that the nigga would not let her leave because she had to sleep with him, right? Fast forward today, I come to find out that this is the Peter Nygaard dude, right? So I go start digging. That's how I came to all of this, right? I go look up the magazine, right? Because I'm like, Wait a minute. Now remember, the girl Sue Lynn, right? So I go, this is Angel, right? So I go pull up Angel and I Google her and black men's, right? And bam, it pops up. What do you read on the bottom left-hand side? This was the photo shoot that she called and was crying about. And look where she's at. Can y'all see that? So I'm like, oh. So now I go and start looking, right? And I'm looking at all the girls that was going over to the Bahamas. And they all going over there, right? And now you see Sue Lynn, right? Who allegedly became this dude, Madam, right? So not only did Angel go over there, and Angel was definitely not running no chicks over there, and she damn sure was crying, so she didn't go over there to F or to have sex rather, right? But here's the interesting thing. Look who else did black men's over there. You recognize her now, don't you? Not only was she over there, look who else was over there. You know who that is, right? I guess I don't have to tell you. Right? Tell me if you recognize this one. Who you find in it? Who do you spot in this one? Now, once again, this is allegedly, right? Now, y'all remember in the trial when Jane Doe said that Diddy was dating her best friend and she went behind Diddy back. Went behind her girlfriend back and started dating her, right? Allegedly, I believe that was Sue Lin. So I got one more to show y'all. Watch this. This is gonna really, really, really blow your head off. Yeah, I hope y'all sitting down for this one. Sue Lynn's rumored to have a threesome with 50 Cent's ex-lover and boyfriend. Brazilian model Sue Lynn had a birthday threesome, and this is all alleged, check myself legally, right? Rumored, right? Brazilian model Sue Lynn had a birthday threesome with 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend Daphne Joy and her sex tape co-star, according to new rumors. Bossip claimed to have caught wind of a particularly freaky story involving three: the celebrations for Sue Lynn's 25th birthday in Los Angeles last year, ending with the three heading back to carry on the party after hours. We hear that the three continue to party in the evening, well into the wee hours of the night after the clubs were closed. The sites reveal, where did you go after the club is closed? Eh? Sounds like a wild night of freaky times to us. Daphne Joy has reportedly been in a separate scandal of her own, with Bossip also claiming that 50 Cent once embroiled in beef with Joy's comedian boyfriend, D. Ray Davis, star of Barbershop film series and Kanye West College Dropout and Late Registration albums. D. Ray threatened to blackball Joy from the modeling industry after finding out her fling with 50 Cent, but later backed down after the rapper reportedly told him to back off or else. Sulin, who has previously been linked with Chris Brown, hit the headlines last November after a sex tape starring her and her boyfriend was leaked online. The model claimed to have sought out legal advice to find the source of the leak and prevent it from being spread online, saying, "My mother can't stop crying." I got one more thing to show y'all. It's going to knock you out your seat. Guess who else Sue Lynn is cool with? Do I need to tell y'all who that is? And she's only 18 then, way before Diddy. That's Sue Lynn in the yellow shirt. Now, I want y'all to start thinking. Could Diddy have been lined up? Did all these dudes in the industry think that it was over with Diddy? And who is 50 Cent doing this all for right now? This is all for him? He just doing this for entertainment? Sue Lynn been running with Cassie since she was 18, allegedly. Now think of all the stuff that you heard in the trial about the freak offs, about Jane Doe popping up to Kanye West's freak off. and offering allegedly that she could get sex workers. Think about how Cassie and Jane Doe weren't charged with anything. They wasn't co-conspirators. I'm telling y'all, in my opinion, I think it's Diddy is the tip of the iceberg. All the niggas that been running around and sleeping with these girls and this, that, and the third. These girls might be working. And I ain't talking about working in the sense of the other sense of selling coochie. I mean working in the sense of probably lining niggas up. Diddy got lucky because, as you can see, Peter Nygaard didn't get lucky. He got 11 years. This nigga's 80-something years old. And he got to come to the U.S. after he finished his time, by the grace of God, if he do all his time and don't pass away in there. And he was messing with the stem cells stuff, which is a whole other show. Like, I can't even get into that. Like, Jesus Christ. The stem cell stuff is like adrenochrome. So now, when you look at Diddy, if you look at 50, keep going at Diddy, and then his baby mama ain't nowhere in that documentary. What is this really about? What is this really about? This is deeper than rap, y'all. This is deeper than rap. So any of you chicks that used to go to the Bahamas, hopefully none of you niggas was going over there having fun. Because if Peter Nygaard come to the U.S. and face some sex trafficking charges? It's a lot of you chicks, model chicks, that's going to be getting subpoenaed to court or arrested. So y'all could go and look up Peter Nygaard. Now, if you see anybody else on YouTube telling this story, y'all know where they got it from. What's going through your mind right now? Choke no joke. Make sure y'all go get that Tunnel documentary. It's out right now. I just dropped the link for you. Could watch it free tonight. It's real out here. Right? Like, do 50 know all of this? And if he do, who is he doing all this for? All because Diddy asked to take him shopping? Think so? Okay. Choke no joke. You know what it is. Don't let that coochie get you tied up, brothers. Deuces. I'll catch y'all in the morning. One.
Choke no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's the A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned. Had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eye, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. Oh yeah. My man had to come through and make sure it went through. Y'all niggas is in trouble. Choke no joke. I ain't no joke, the mixtape. We here now. You already know. Let's go. Choke chillin', got away from the building. Ain't shit really changed though, I'm still that villain. I'm making money with rhyme, fuck black on black crime. Beef and money don't mix, like Muslims and swine. I'm talking milk, penicillin, y'all be illin'. Y'all be thinking y'all killers, with your screw face grillin'. Kick that bullshit to me, y'all be wet though like Bruce Lee. And Brandon and Hearst on the highway to heaven. Man, you making mad threats and stuck in one section. I'm OBP like Naughty. Making connections, talking under your breath, get you something you don't need. 2 fully loaded Macs, filled up with heat. Nigga, you sweeter than 30 days for a body. Pop shit to these niggas, see me walk by me. But I ain't looking for no beef, I don't eat bologna. But I bring a whole cow if you run up on me. Shiesty, try me and hype me to peel your wig back like 10 cent icy. ringing. Stop bluffing, I got your threats, they mean nothing. I respond like Bond, I come through, I'm bombing. Playing bodegas, flipping Montega. You tan in the Jacks, I tan in Jamaica. Vega, wouldn't bust if he raped ya. Your chick outblazed her, hit it like Jada. While you blew up a pager, had to breathe like Vader. Your star at war, with the lightsaber. I'm here to lyrically tear your red, nigga, you a spear. I jack you up, now you outta here. Throw me on the 600. Now fucking nigga hummin', blowing down 8th Ave with a bad bitch blunted. I take it there. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it with no joke. Who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Have y'all niggas feeling it like Jay-Z. No joke. Who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Bronze King like the LORDFINESSC. And that bullshit y'all do, y'all niggas don't stress me. Oh yeah, and you already know, either war what it is. Choke, no joke, I ain't no joke. The mixtape, we here now. Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Let's go. Choke, no joke. Chicken, choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke.